My Jew.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, I'm okay. So step index, did you see that? What did you see so far about step index? Huh? What have you seen on step index?
It was selling for the past 5-6 days. But now I think there's a change of character there. It's now buying from yesterday.
Oh. Yeah. That's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 7 days. 7 days of selling. So step index, like my question was, it was based on what have you seen so far on step index as an instrument, like the type of instrument, what have you seen about it? Is there anything that you've seen so far? Or you are still studying it?
I'm still studying.
All right. So this trend line here was also supposed to guide you for your sales. If I wanted to take sales, you could have also used that trend.
I thought maybe it broke that trend line. That's why it started to confuse me.
Yeah, it did broke here, then bought. So after this breakout now, it never retested. If you check, broke out. So here, what it was supposed to do to prove that indeed it has broken out, it was supposed to come back to the trend line and reject on the trend line, then go up. Of which it failed to do that. So it seems like this major downtrend is still being followed. It's still being followed. And if you check this other counter trend, like this, right? So you could have also drawn something like this, or even something like this. Right. So that move to the upside, according to what we are now looking at, it was simply a counter trend opposing the major trend, which is a downtrend. So downtrend, counter trend, then downtrend. So now what we are looking at, we are looking forward to either a pullback back to this trend line.
Okay.
Before a continuation.
It goes down. Okay.
Back to this level.
Okay.
So what you can do, you can put a Fibonacci here, point A, point B.
Nice.
Right, point A, point B.
Uh-huh.
Let's go down to a 4-hour. Let's see. So this is the 4-hour. There is the support where it's bouncing. Bouncing.
Uh-huh.
Right. So either we expect a pullback, either to the 38.2. If you see it pulling back on the 38.2, it means the momentum to the downside is strong. But 50%, 1.8, those are normal pullbacks. Those are normal pullbacks.
Okay. Okay.
So meanwhile, what you can do, you can also take advantage. Either you can choose to trade the pullback or to not trade it. That's a choice that you can do.
Okay.
So I have this trend line here. Once this one is broken, you can actually pull back the zones that we were expecting. Let's just go to the 1 hour. Right, on the 1 hour, you can also look at what do you call this? If you look at market structure, right? We have something like an inverted head and shoulder. You check left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder here. Right shoulder. Can you see it? Right.
Yes.
So if you remember, we spoke about reversal patterns. Reversal patterns, we spoke about the double bottom, the triple bottom, we spoke about the inverted head and shoulder. So this one is actually a reversal pattern. We've been going down. So we now want to reverse now to go back up. So we need to form a reversal pattern before we do that, which is what we are seeing now. So what we want here is for the market to close above this neckline, break, retest, and continue going up. So this white zone here, this is 61.8 Fibonacci, which is your final target according to what we saw. So another thing that is important is for you to identify other zones where price can bounce on. Besides the zone that you're expecting there, but just in case it doesn't reach all the way there. I have this zones 1, 2, 3. So here break above the neckline, we expect something like this. Break above, retest, then continue. Something like
Okay.
expect something like that, something like that. So we just now look at what price will be doing, but so far this is what we are seeing. We are seeing that step index is still back to that major downtrending channel on the daily. If you check, step index has been downtrending ever since for a very, very long time. And it seems like it's back to that major downward channel on the daily. So what we now want on the smaller time frames is to take advantage, obviously, of the pullbacks as it is pulling back. Then we continue going down with it as you saw. So 1 hour, this is what we're looking at. We want the break there. Retest, we buy. We go with it. We go with it. So that is it. That is it. That is it. Any questions on your step index?
No.
Right. So that is what I'm looking at on the step. Just expect a pullback before for the major continuation to the downside. Right. So the pullback, as I showed you, here the market faked out. We can say it's a fake out, right? After a fake out, if you remember what we spoke about fake outs, whereby if the market fakes out, right? If the market fakes out, what we want to see is for the market, once it comes back in, we want it to come back to this zone again before it faked out of the resistance, faked out. Once it comes back inside, we want it to come back and respect that resistance. First time it failed to respect. Next time it has to come back and respect, which is what we're expecting here. Faked out of the resistance, which was this trend line. It was a resistance. Faked out here. Came back inside. This move to the upside, you know what? Expect it to come back and respect here. Then we what? We continue.
We go down.
Going down.
All right.
That is what we are looking for. We are looking forward to a pullback back to that resistance where it faked out. Then we continue going all the way to the downside up until we reach this lowest price that it has reached.
Okay.
So I hope it's clear.
Yeah, sure. It's now clear because if I'm alone, it will be difficult for me to see all those areas and the likes. That's where all the money will get lost.
Okay, okay. So I think you need to always be having the Zoom session so that you also are helped so that you don't lose money. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So step index, that is what is there. I think it's actually a very, very clear. What is happening on step index? It's actually very clear. Nothing is complicated so far. Nothing is complicated as far as I can see it. It's not ranging. It's not. It's actually moving.
I'm safer.
Huh?
I'm 75.
You know what? So there we go. If you check, it's already playing above this one. Don't even worry about this. What you want is for it to come back here. Come back, respect, and reject here.
Okay.
Then you enter. You enter. Major target, I showed you it's at the top there. major target is at the top. If you really take this opportunity, like you realize that it can actually help you to recover make your account. So once we get the retest here, first entry, once it breaks this trend line, it's confirmation as well that we are now going, which he can also give you a next entry. You can also get another entry there, the other entry here on the retest. So that is what we are looking at on step. Once we get there, we want the pullback to the neckline, then we enter, break of trend line, we enter. Then these levels, once they are broken, we also can wait for confirmations. Then we see as price pushes all the way to the upside. So basically, step index it's very clear, very clear, very clear. So clear.
Okay.
So the crash and booms, how are they going? How are they going?
It's fine.
Have you been trading them? Which one? So VIX are also in.
Hello?
Yes, I was saying VIX are you in?
Yes, I'm in.
So yeah, that is it. VIX I think it's clear, and step index I also think it's clear.
Okay.
So yeah, that is it. That is it. I'll just keep you updated on the step index to check whether what we're expecting, is it moving accordingly. I also check if ever you have entered on the pullback of the neckline. Then we'll just move on from there.
All right.
Yes. So meanwhile, the crash and booms, if you saw yesterday, we sent some analysis, rough analysis yesterday. It was on the we just did a rough analysis on the daily. If you saw the pictures, and I think the analysis is did you see them?
I saw them and I'm in crash 500 right now.
Buy or sell?
Sell.
It's a sell.
It's a sell.
Yeah, it's most probably, we're expecting it to fall where it is. We're expecting a fall where it is. We're expecting a fall, even though, so crash 500, it has been bullish if you saw what we spoke about. So here we're expecting a pullback either to this zone before it continues going up. So there, you just need to know that the sales that you're taking, you're simply taking a, what you call this, a pullback. So I wonder, spike people, how have they been trading these past days? Because it was pushing up like.
We're just targeting those areas for retracements.
Oh, you're also waiting.
Those areas for retracement, yes.
Ah, wonderful. Wonderful. I saw someone trying to sell somewhere here. And it was nice. They just catch one spike. One spike and something else. So you can also put a trend line. It can guide you on the target for the sales. Because price can pull to the trend line before continuing to the upside. That trend line, key trend line. It can pull back here before boom, like that. So now I don't know the smaller time frames, if they now confirmed entries or
15 minutes. It happens as if there's some confirmation picture.
okay, let's look at it. Let's see. Right. What I'm seeing on the 1 hour, it's actually promising. So let's see. So 1 hour, if you check now, if you check, we are moving up, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high. This level here, this higher low, higher high, broke the higher low. Can you see it? Broken, broke, retested. That is a good confirmation. That one. Ah, exactly as we're talking. So yeah, it's a good confirmation. It's okay. I just wanted to see the confirmation on the smaller time frames. Once you have it, it's okay. You're okay. So the target I showed you on the daily, the trend line. That trend line, just have it with you. But so far so good. So far so good. So far so good. So I think crash 500 is okay. Crash 300, we're simply waiting to go to a certain zone before we start selling. We're not selling it now. We're not selling it now. Right now, currently, it's busy buying. Right now, it's busy buying. Crash 300, we're not even looking at it. Even buying now, it's even. So the buys are actually the counter trend right now for the crash 300. We're expecting a push here before it continues and breaks here. Once it breaks here, we're looking here. Once it breaks there, we're looking here. So basically, crash 300, the sales are now the major trend. That is why I'm saying the buys, we are not looking at them. So we're looking at something like this. I have this trend line, downward trend line. I'm expecting a push to this zone. I also used the Fibonacci. I think I also have a Fibonacci, point A there, point B here. Right, there we go. So this is what I'm looking at. I have the trend line, I have the Fibonacci, moving average, everything is supporting us. So now I'm expecting it to come around these areas, either on the 50%, either to come and fully touch the 50% and reject below. Then we continue, break here, continue selling, negative 27. This is a TP area. Then negative 61.8 is also another TP area. That is what I'm looking at. So right now, currently, I'm simply folding my hands, waiting for it to reach somewhere this zone.
Okay.
So C3, that's it. C5, we're in. Yeah, I think that's enough. C3, yes, you've seen. C5, you've seen. Step index, you've seen. VIX, you've seen. So I think that's good enough for you to make money. That's good enough for you to make money. So any questions, my Joe?
For the meantime, I don't have.
It's all clear.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Any suggestions?
No.
Any suggestions? Anything?
No.
Any comments?
No.
Okay, that's wonderful. So I think just make sure that you are not involved in so many instruments.
Yes.
Just don't be involved in so many instruments whereby you make money here, you lose money there, you make money here, you lose money there. Just try to focus on those few that you can focus on. Make sure that you don't lose sight of them. Make sure that you master them and you know the zones. Know your zones to say, I'm expecting to enter on this zone. And I'm expecting.
I think, Michael,
Yeah.
For now, those days when we were making some few cents, it's because we were doing frequent Zoom sessions.
Okay.
So since those days when we quit doing all those sessions, that's where the problem starts.
Okay. Well, so we need to continue the Zoom sessions.
Yes, until those yokuti tatonzwisisa takugona chaizvo, not now.
Okay. Okay, it's fine. I've heard you. So we are going to continue. We're going to continue as usual so that we make sure that everyone is making money and no one is. I think it's the best way to work for now, up until people they now understand.
Yeah, because you see this step index. You see this step index. Yesterday I tried to buy, but I lost about $8 or $7. Then I just came out. I didn't even notice that there's a head and shoulder in inverted one. Then I just ignored.
Okay.
But after like izvezvi Zoom session, ndatoona kuti there's a clear head and shoulder. You see. So I think Zoom sessions are fine for us.
Okay, I know it's fine. We'll try by all means to continue. We'll continue with the Zoom sessions.
Okay. It's okay.